Coming up next, share some reasons why you should leave a job you love and 4 questions that will help you get qualified. We'll take your calls and your chats, and it starts right now. I'm coming to you live from Ramsey Studios in Nashville, and you are joining a conversation about who you are, what you were created to do, where you want to do it, and how you can get there. It is about your purpose, and your purpose actually isn't about you. It's about other people. You were created to fill a unique role in your work. That means you are tremendously valuable. You're needed. And you must do it. There's a duty for you to show up and be the best version of you because somebody out there needs you. And so with that being our premise, it is all about your purpose. And we're going to help you get clear so you can get qualified. We're going to help you get connected so you can get started. We're going to help you get promoted so that you can get your dream job to give yourself away. Those are the 7 stages to meaningful work, to living the dream. Work is honorable, and you were created to work. So let's put the mojo back in your Mondays. Let's make sure that you aren't just living for the weekend. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577 is the number. You can also submit your questions now or during the show in the chat room. We'll get to that after a couple of calls. So make them straightforward to the point. They're going to come right here to the laptop, and we'll get your chat questions. And I'm very excited about talking about 4 questions. And for those of you who've been watching the program for a while, you've heard me talk about these, but it's really important that we review this because a lot of you know exactly what you want to do, but you're intimidated by the qualification process. And I want to take that intimidation factor away. We're going to give you 4 simple questions that if you answer them, it'll give you the plan to get qualified. So that's coming up. But first, so I saw this article. Reasons to leave a job you love. And I must tell you that the headline made me a little bit cynical. I was like, oh boy, here we go with the stuff that Madison learned in college about how to trick you into clicking on an article, right? And she knows. She went to school, journalism. She understands the art of writing a headline, okay? But then I dove into the article and I thought, okay, there's something interesting here, and it's a very, very good exercise to share these reasons with you because we get these calls from time to time on the show. Well, Ken, I love the work, I love the job, but I'm not happy. And it seems confusing until you dive into it. But I thought this is good from another voice, and this is Caroline Saniza Levine, who is a coach, and this is really good in Forbes magazine. So what are the reasons? One is the company isn't doing well. So you can love the job, but maybe the pandemic has crushed it, made it very wobbly, or the demise is almost certain, or you just feel like it's just simply not a very healthy company. I love the work, I love the job, but maybe the company isn't the right fit for you. You got to think about leaving. You aren't doing well. Now, this could be multiple factors here, and she outlined several of them. I don't want to go too deep here, but this could be you just aren't doing well because of multiple circumstances. People, maybe you have had a bad interaction, maybe a bad review, something like that. You love the work, but maybe you need a fresh start. Another reason, your long-term goals point elsewhere. So the idea here is what I talk about, this idea, is there a good ladder? Is there a ladder at all? So you might love the job, but there's not a ladder or the right ladder for you to get promoted and go where you want to go. And then, of course, we get this all the time. Simply put, another better opportunity comes along. We get this call a lot. Ken, I love my job, but I got another really great opportunity. Do I stay here? Is it silly for me to consider something else? And then finally, you're comfortable and you're confusing that comfortable feeling with the feeling of love. Do you really love the job, or are you just really comfortable? You like it a lot. But if you're not careful, you become so comfortable that you become complacent. So really good stuff there for you to ponder about whether or not you should leave a job that you think you love or you like a whole lot. 747-2577. Hit the old mic there, Joe. Now, let me tell you what happens behind the scenes, because this fascinates me, and I like to give you all a window. Go in there, show him Joe's the back of his head. He wears a hat now because he didn't like us showing the top of his head. His hair was thinning, and so now he's put the hat on. So there's Joe with the hat, and he's shaking his head right now. So Joe is such a consummate professional. This is what Joe does, and I'm bragging on you, Joe. So you thought I was going to make fun of you. I'm bragging on you.
Okay, here goes.
So this mic, this boom mic right here, this is a live action situation, right? It's right here in front of my chin. And, you know, my hands, I'm an active person. And from time to time, I'll hit the mic. And if it makes the slightest noise, which is live. And what I just did a moment ago, I moved the article over and I went, and I hit the mic. True story. I'm now trained. And I immediately looked to Joe, and Joe is like this with his stopwatch. Oh, right there. And now he has marked the moment in the show, as we're live on YouTube, where I hit the mic. And he will go in afterwards, and he will take that sound out. Am I right, Joe?
Yes.
You didn't know that I noticed that, did you?
Yes.
You knew that I noticed that when I do that?
Well, you do look over this way, but I didn't notice.
Yeah. Anyway, having some fun with it, but that's how professional Joe is. So you folks that are watching live on YouTube, you heard it, and maybe it alarmed you, who knows. But on the podcast, no one will ever hear that. So Joe, thank you for attention to detail, and that's what makes him excellent, and anything that he touches excellent. It's really fun. Now, I will tell you, Joe, the unintended effect of that is that I'm very self-conscious when I make a noise, and I get distracted. But I decided to step into the distraction today, because I've noticed you doing that recently, and it just hit me what you're doing when you hit the stopwatch. So thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Anytime, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, to the phones we go. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. Sacramento, California is where we're going to start. Amy is on the line. Amy, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Good. What's going on?
Well, I am trying to decide if it's time for me to change jobs. I've been a hairdresser for 13 years, running my own business, and I kind of feel like for the last couple of years, I have just, I think, been counting down the days until I can leave.
Why is that?
I think, well, we have the goal. We're on baby step number 6. So we're trying to pay off our house. And that's kind of been, I guess, my stopping point. Is like, once that house is paid off, I'm out. I'm out of this job. And
yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
That's really good. So this is really a job for you. It's not the dream job. It's been a very successful job, and you got a really worthy goal attached to it, and you're about ready to cross the finish line. So that's exciting.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Great. So the answer is, I can tell you right now, yes. so as soon as you tell me that, then my answer is, of course, yes, you should change jobs, because A, you're going to have the flexibility to do so financially, and B, it's just been a job that has served a worthy cause, but now you want to do something kind of fun. Am I right?
Yeah. So what I'm kind of faced with now is, because of COVID, I don't know if you know, in California, the salons were closed, and then they opened for 6 weeks and then closed again.
Of course.
So during that time, I've had a chance to actually try another job that I've been interested in, and I'm really liking it.
Which is?
So it is delivery driving.
No way. That's fantastic. What do you like about it?
Yeah. I like that you're kind of out there on your own during the day, and that you just work hard and your day is done.
Yeah.
Once you've delivered the packages, you just do it. And there's no
and generally, people are pretty
and
happy to see you too, aren't they?
They are. Yeah, they're excited to get their packages.
Yeah. I've always thought that. Right?
Yeah.
Like anytime somebody delivers something to the house, right? Whether it be a pizza or a package, you're like, oh, I'm very happy to see this person. This is very exciting.
I feel like Santa Claus.
Yeah, that's a great feeling. So what's your question?
Just if I guess if I should jump ship now, I feel like it's a couple years early.
Well, okay. Oh, okay. So before I get too excited, I got to think of your hubs and your financial plan. So if you jump to it, how will that affect your income if you go full-time delivery driver versus hairdressing?
It does go down a little bit.
How much?
Oh gosh. maybe $500 to $1,000. However, I don't have the expenses. You know, running your own business at the salon, you pay rent.
Well, so hold on. So you got to adjust that number.
Exactly.
No, I'm serious.
Yes.
You have to adjust the number. I bet you it's a wash.
It's pretty close. It's pretty close. I will say that.
Okay, so let's just say it's close to a wash. So we're talking. Let's just for fun numbers. Let's say it's $200 difference. You're on baby step 6. You're in the process of paying off your house. You guys are not struggling, and you love being in that delivery truck. I would suggest to you that you may make the move initially, and it be this current, $200 difference. But I'll bet you once you fully commit to the delivery driver job that you're going to move up within that role as well. Might be starting delivering for this company, ABC, and 6 months later, you're making connections and you're seeing what's out there, and you step up. Next thing you know, you're driving for a big-time national company or whatever, and you're making really good dough. I'm going to tell you something. I had a friend of mine right out of college that drove for Coca-Cola, Joe. And I'll never forget talking to him one summer. I was like, what are you doing, Lenny? He goes, man, I'm driving for Coke. I was like, what do you mean you're driving for Coke? He goes, I'm driving the Coca-Cola truck that you see drive up to the grocery store. I said, really? He goes, dude, it's just to get in the company. But you wouldn't believe the money I'm making. He told me the money he was making, full benefits. It was incredible. Now, this is like, I don't want to, well, everybody knows how old I am. I'm 46. This was a while ago. So I'm just saying, I think you could actually step up in your income over time, I guess is what I'm saying. So I think it's a no-brainer. Yes, you should do it.
Okay. And then if I could ask you, a fear I'm having too is just disappointing those clients when I tell them I'm not coming back this time.
Yeah, that's because you're a really nice person, but you shouldn't be afraid of that. You're stepping into something you really want to do. This is about making your life better. And you have served them for a while. You've made them look pretty for a long time. They'll be sad. They'll be inconvenienced when they have to find somebody else. But that's not on you. They should be happy for you. If they're not happy for you, they're unhealthy people.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, wait a second. Do I hear a little emotion?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Tell me.
Yeah.
That's fun. Tell me why you're crying right now.
I guess just because that is a big fear, and
yeah. Okay. Okay.
You said I'm a nice person. I worry that it goes to people pleasing, and
yeah. But are you crying because I took that weight off of your shoulders?
Yes.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Good for you. Amy, that you're such a good person. And this has been weighing you down because you're like, you love serving people, and those clients have become friends. Essentially, think about it. There's at least we could call them strong acquaintances, right? Because of the regularity.
Right, absolutely. Yeah.
And you know about their life. I don't know outside of a bartender anybody that knows more about their clients than a person who does hair. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, you're an awesome lady. Listen, you have to do what's right for you, and don't you dare look back. And if somebody has a bad attitude about it and they give you grief about it, you just go, well, they revealed themselves. They should be happy for me, and share it with pride what you're doing. Don't you worry about it. This is about your best life. You got me?
Okay.
All right, Amy.
Yes, I'm excited.
You should be. I appreciate you. You're so great. Thank you for calling into the show. 844-747-2577. 844-747-2577. You want to know why I love doing this show? It's that I feel like we've created an environment where people can laugh and cry. And I'm going to continue to show up every day in the studio and try to bring you to a place where you feel like you can trust me enough to laugh and cry and celebrate. And, it's really important that we don't move on too quickly from what just happened. Here's Amy, that when it all came down to it, it took us about 4 minutes and 45 seconds to get to what was really holding her up. It wasn't the money question. It was, I don't want to make my previous or my current clients angry. I don't want to hurt them. She's a pleaser. And people pleasers, it always comes from initially a good place, but it can get unhealthy and hold a person up. And the emotion you heard was her realization that the shackles of people pleasing holding her from a better future had fallen off. And that's awesome. Amy, you're amazing. Thank you for being real and sharing your emotions. Let's go to Rock Hills, South Carolina next. Savannah is there. Savannah, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. It's an honor to speak with you.
Well, the honor's all mine, Savannah. What is happening?
I'm currently working on a career shift. I'm a software developer now, but I want to go into user experience design or UX design.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the technical skills yet, so I'm going to go through a boot camp part-time while I'm still at my current job. It'll take about 6 months because it's part-time. And I have a two-part question for you. How do I balance still being a good employee for my current employer, but also being diligent and studying for this new career? And also, how do I promote myself on LinkedIn and other platforms without ruffling feathers of my current employer?
Yeah, good questions. Okay, let's take the first one. How do I maintain integrity and do a really good job for my current employer while I'm not just eyeballs on the next, but I'm in the process of getting trained part-time? And the answer is you keep your focus where it needs to be. Your focus needs to be doing a really good job in your current situation because you're so grateful for it. Because it not only takes care of your needs through the income, but it has in some ways qualified you and gotten you to this place where you can do this. And so you're going to be so focused on, I'm so grateful. I know my time is almost done here, but I'm so grateful for it, number one. And number two, I may not be in a position where if I check out and they fire me, it could put me in a tough situation. So I think there needs to be a healthy dose of fear too. Like if I'm delinquent and I become a person who doesn't do a good job and I'm not a good steward of what I've been offered right now, which is my day job, while I'm getting prepared for the dream job, then I could cause a whole lot of havoc in my life. So it comes down to gratitude and personal responsibility. That's the answer to that one. The second question is, on the LinkedIn thing, there are some things you can't do or you shouldn't do, right? And since you're not qualified yet and you don't want them getting wind of you wanting to move on to the point where it might threaten your current job, then we're not going to go to LinkedIn right now.
Okay.
And by the way, I love LinkedIn. They're good folks. We've been in talks about partnering. They haven't decided to get smart and work with me yet because I sure could help them. All right. However, LinkedIn is about information, not connection. It's good information to allow you to make a connection, right? But you don't have to rely on LinkedIn to get an opportunity. You can use LinkedIn already, and it's extremely valuable as is without you putting up there that you're looking for something. You just are making connections with the information that LinkedIn provides. You understand?
Yes, that makes total sense.
Yeah, and you're also using the proximity principle, which isn't a website. It's a truth that you've heard me talk about, yes?
Yes, I've actually read your book.
Good. The proximity principle for you new folks says in order for Savannah to do what she wants to do, UX design, she's got to be around people that are doing UX design and be in places where UX design is happening. So she can be doing all of those connections, maybe getting in online communities where other UX designers are hanging out. And that's where she learns stuff and meets people and learns about jobs. Am I right, Savannah?
Absolutely.
So those would be the places where it's happening, if you will. Maybe you take a couple days off and shadow a friend who does UX design. Take a personal day and shadow them. And then you want to be connecting with other UX designers to learn what they know and learn of opportunities and hacks and all the things. So you've read the book. You need to be hanging around producers and you need to be talking to peers to find out what positions could be open when you get done with this training 6 months from now, so that you've already begun to make the connections and these people go, oh, Savannah's a rock star, high character lady, very talented, and she's walking through the process of getting qualified. We'd love to have you. And so, Savannah, you get a job offer before you ever even tell the current employer that you're ready to leave. You understand?
Absolutely, yes. Thank you, Ken.
Did we answer those questions?
You did.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited for you. The best is yet to come. Go, Savannah, go. All right, we're going to keep moving. Don't forget, coming up, I know there's a lot of you right now that are in the boat of, Ken, I know what I want to do. I'm in stage 1, and I'm essentially ready to step into stage 2, which is get qualified. Stage 1 is get clear. You know what you want to do, why you want to do it, and a pretty good idea of the places that you could do it. But you're scared or you're frustrated, and this get qualified, which is stage 2. It's the stage where we get the ticket to the dance. And it's intimidating. And I will tell you that get qualified is the hardest stage for most people. It was for me. Okay? So today, I've talked a lot about the questions you need to ask, but I'm really honing this down. There's 4 specific questions, and we're going to talk about them. Okay? And the question specifically that you will answer. So that's coming up in a few moments. Luis writes in, Ken, I have a good paying job, but I'm not in a career I enjoy. I feel lost. What should I do? Luis, get clear. Get clear. Call the show. That's the easiest way to do it. But before you call the show, go to kencoleman.com, download the free Career Clarity Guide, and it's the 3 questions we're going to walk through on the air, which is, what do you do best? Talent. What work do you love to do most? Passion. What results matter most to you? Mission. Those are the 3 indicators. The answers are within you, and that worksheet will get you started and also get you involved with people who know you well enough to give you feedback to help you get some answers or confirm your answers, okay? Then call a show. But you might get through there just with the Career Clarity Guide. It's a very simple exercise, and it's free. That's what you need to do. But you've got to say, look, I'm not lost anymore, because a person who's lost, they have no idea where they are or how to get where they want to go. And I know you feel lost right now, and you are, but when you get clear, you're no longer lost, because you go, oh, I want to go here. That's where I want to go. And I know where I'm at. I'm certainly not there. So you're no longer lost. Now it's, oh, okay, I'm informed. I got to come up with a plan. And that's what we're going to talk about in a few minutes here. The 4 questions to help you get qualified. All right. Homestead Fabricator writes in, I'm a truck driver and stressed out. I love working outdoors with chainsaws, lawnmowers, etc. Oh, boy. So does Joe. Joe, do you own a chainsaw, by the way?
I have 4.
You have 4 chainsaws?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to come back to that after we get to this question. It's 3 too many, but I need to know more, but I'll come back to that. By the way, this is what's called great radio. You're getting a little extra bonus stuff here with Joe's 4 chainsaws. We'll cover that in a moment. Okay, so he loves working outdoors, chainsaws, lawnmowers. How can I quit my job and start a business focused on what I love? Okay, so number 1, we want to figure out what the business would be that you love. All right? So let's say you want to get into tree removal, making this up. Okay? All right? So could you leave the trucking job and move right into your own business doing tree removal and not skip a beat in income? Probably not. So then we go, okay, once we know the business we want to do, we look at it as a side hustle. And I want you to start small and really take your time here. Meaning you could decide, if it's a tree removal business, let's stay with that example, you decide tonight, that's it. So I'm going to go do a bunch of research, see who my competitors are, what kind of money they make, see if I can find out some really, really good information that will allow me to figure out my next step. But let's say you do what Joe does. Joe's got 4 chainsaws. I have no idea why. We're going to find out momentarily. But you need to have some chainsaws. You got to have this equipment, this, and this. All right, so that's the equipment you would need. And now you got to go get some clients. And how do you do that, right? But you could start that business tonight. Okay? Trees Are Us. That's your name. It's an awful name. But for our example, that's what we're going to go with. So you got a name, you know what you want to do, you know where you want to market yourself, blah, 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 and you start that side hustle. You start getting some clients. You put every penny you make back into the business. Don't pay yourself anything. Put every penny back into the business, have no debt, cash all that equipment, everything. And then you just keep stacking it up, stacking it up, stacking it up, stacking it up, stacking it up. And so maybe 1.5 years from now, 2 years from now, maybe quicker, but maybe 1.5 years, 2 years from now, you've got 6 to 12 months of your salary in the bank account of Trees R Us. At that point, that's when I would look at leaving trucking. And I would tell you, you're stressed out with your job. I would identify what's causing you the stress and how can you alleviate some of the stress. Don't make it all about, well, everything else is stressing me out. No, there's some things that you could probably do. And then if you change your perspective to focus on this little plan that I played out for you, then that will change your attitude. And you'll look at this trucking job as, wow, this is a great opportunity for me to step into the dream of working for myself. So that's what I want you to think about. 844-747-2577, coming right up. The 4 questions that'll help you get qualified. But, Joe, I got to give 60 seconds to why you have 4 chainsaws.
Well, let's see. I needed to buy one because I needed it. So I went out and bought a nice one. And I was telling 3 different people, hey, I just got this brand new chainsaw. And they went, oh, that reminds me. I've got one that's busted. You want it? And so I fixed the others, and now I have 4 chainsaws.
Okay, so you didn't buy 4 chainsaws. People said, oh, I've got a broken one. You want that? And you are a small engine guy.
Yes.
And you fixed all of them.
Yes.
All right. We need to talk because I have a dead tree at my house. Not kidding.
I've got a chainsaw.
Yes, you do.
Written with your name on it.
Thank you.
Sounds like the beginning to a horror movie.
Well, I can hear Dave Ramsey in my head right now. I literally can hear him. He's going, oh, Lord, Joe, don't do that. But you could train me how to use a chainsaw, right?
Sure.
True story. 46. Never used a chainsaw.
I think you'd lose
Does that
a
shock
thumb.
you, Nathan? You're a little shocked. Nathan, the director, he's a Minnesota guy. Mr. Outdoors. Never used a chainsaw in my life. Joe, you can train me, right?
Yes.
It's very safe.
With supervision. Yes.
Oh, well, there's no question. Stacy would not, in any case,
Kiss
allow
your
me.
fingers goodbye.
Oh, jeez. This has gone very morbid quickly. Thank you, Joe. I do have a dead tree. I'm not kidding. So that's fantastic.
We'll talk.
We will talk after the show. Fantastic. All right. So what are the 4 questions that will help you get qualified? Because this is intimidating. So if you're just joining the program, stage 2 of my 7 stages to meaningful work is get qualified. Stage 1 is get clear. So we're assuming now that you are clear, you know what you do best, your talent, what you love to do most, your passion, and the results that matter most to your mission. And you've figured out where those intersect to figure out that sweet spot and kind of that, that unique role that no matter where you are in work, whatever the career path is, if you're filling this role, think of it as an actor playing a part in the workplace, you are loving your gig. All right. So we're assuming you've got that figured out. Now you're ready to step into stage 2, which is get qualified. This is, I get my ticket to the party, to the dance, to the game, I'm in. Okay. Now, this is an intimidating stage because it involves many times being very uncomfortable. Maybe sometimes the discomfort is just the change that you're about to face. Your schedule's going to change. So it gets intimidating. For some of you go, I'm already 35 and I got 3 kids, a mortgage, blah, blah, blah. Ken, I don't have the time. I can't get this done. Oh, yeah, you can. But what happens is it looks like a very tall, scary, dangerous mountain. And if that's all you focus on, you'll stay stuck. And some of you right now, you're going, Ken, that is me. And I know. I've been there. Trust me. I know what it's like. I was staring at, how do I become a national broadcaster in radio and television? I'm 32. I got 3 kids. I'm running a small business. I don't have a degree in broadcasting. I don't know a lot of people in broadcasting. How in the world am I going to get there? I don't even know how to get qualified. Terrifying. And as a result, I stayed in a state of stuck for 3 years, barely making any movement at all. And so today I'm talking to you from experience. I know what it feels like, and I know what not to do, and I know what to do. So here we go. 4 questions. Number 1 is the education question. Write these down. The first question in getting qualified is the education question. And it simply is, what do I need to learn? It's right there on the screen. What do I need to learn? Now, quick description here, and we move on to the second question. What do I need to learn does not always have to be a degree, a 4-year degree or a master's or a doctorate. Now, in some industries, it does mean you must have a degree. But if it is not the only way or the best way, don't just think degree. However, what do I need to learn probably does mean some level of training and certification. So that's what we mean by what do I need to learn. Second question is, I love this, the experience question. What do I need to do? Now, we got a call on this yesterday. We get this call all the time. Ken, I applied for a job and they said I needed 3 to 4 years experience. How do I get the experience? And it cracks me up, but I was the same way. I would apply for broadcasting jobs that I wanted, but I knew I didn't have the experience. But I'm like, well, I'm a nice guy. Come on, give me a shot. Now, there are times where you can get around the experience, but most of the time when people say you need X amount of experience, they want the experience. So what do you got to do? Go get that experience, which means lower level job, lower level work, part-time. So that second question is the experience question. What do I need to do to be qualified? The third question is the economic question. This is, how much will my qualification cost? How much will it cost? You got to look at that. Well, it's going to cost $500. Okay, great. No big deal there. It's going to cost $3 to $5 grand. Okay, going to have to make some plans on that. It's going to cost 15 to 20 grand. Ooh, okay. All right. I get it. And that leads to the fourth question, the expectation question. The expectation question, now that you are informed on what you need to learn, what you need to do, and how much it's going to cost, now you go, okay, how long is this going to take? This is the expectation question. Let's throw that one up on the screen. The expectation question. There it is. How long will this process of getting qualified take? Now, you've got an idea here. Well, 12, 18 months, 2 years, 3 years, whatever it is. I remember telling Stacy, I think it's going to take 5 to 7 years. And it was about 7.5 to get the really good break here at Ramsey Solutions, and another 2 years to get the dream job. So about 9. But I had a good idea what it was going to take because I'd done the homework and answered those 4 questions that will help you get qualified. And so when you answer those questions, folks, the answers are there. They're not difficult to get. But see, absent of answering these questions, all you do is you've got these ideas running around in your head and there's no verification of them. No evidence to back these ideas up. You heard somebody say one thing and, well, that made you think about this doubt or this fear or this pride, whatever. These questions, the 4 questions, the education question, the experience question, the economic question, the expectation question. When you answer those, you've got everything you need to put a plan together. And now you can act because you know with a pretty good idea about what needs to be done, what it's going to cost, and how long it's going to take. Now you go verify these answers and make absolutely sure, and then you create the best path for you. And it's important you understand there are multiple paths. So those questions are going to reveal the answers, which then allow you to see multiple paths. And you got to choose which one is best for you. So no more excuses. So I warn you, no more excuses. You're going to have to start the process. And you'll get through it. And it will be hard. But it's going to be so worth it. And you will look back. If you step into that dream job and you work like no one else because you're giving yourself away, trust me, I'm there. And you will look back on stage 2, get qualified, as the most worthwhile part of the stage. I promise. When you're experiencing it, when you experience it, it will feel agonizingly difficult. And the patience and the perseverance you have to have is just sometimes unbearable. But if you stay with it, you keep showing up, you will look back on stage 2, get qualified, and you go, that was the most worthwhile, because now sitting here at the Ken Coleman Show desk, getting to do what I dreamed of doing, it means so much more to me because of how hard it was to get here. So understand that. It will be worth it. So keep showing up. 844-747-2577. Hey, a couple things. I mentioned the Career Clarity Guide for those of you who are needing to get through stage one, which is get clear. This is a free resource, kencoleman.com/clarity, or it's on our resource page. And it walks you through the 3 indicators: talent, passion, mission. That's a free resource. And then a great resource at kencoleman.com is my #1 best-selling book, The Proximity Principle, which says in order to do what you want to do, you've got to be around people that are doing it and in places where it is happening. And it is how you get where you want to go. So it really picks up in stage 3, which is get connected. Okay, and you can walk through stage 2, get qualified, and stage 3 at the same time. While you're getting qualified, you're getting connected. So it's a wonderful book, a lot of practical exercises. We have it on sale still because it's going like crazy. So the team's like, keep it there. All 3 formats of the book for one low price, $25. So that's the hard copy with an autograph, the audio book read to you by me, and the ebook, all $25. KenColeman.com. Go get it. All right, let's get in another call. Christian has been waiting. He is in Troy, Ohio. Christian, you are on the Ken Coleman Show.
Ken, how are you? God bless you. How's everything?
Well, Christian, I am living the dream, man. No joke. What's going on with you?
That's fantastic. So, I'm kind of stuck in a little dilemma myself, okay? I've been thinking about transitioning into another career, all right? But at the same time, I'm not sure if I'm being, I'm going to say, if my emotions are taking me the wrong way or not. Okay, let me explain. In the career field that I do, it's more of a technical field. Okay, I'm an electronics technician. Okay, and I've always, without knowing your book, without reading your book, I kind of always lived my life like that with the proximity principle. Mm-hmm. Okay, I've always had like, I always call them connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to figure out this connection. I met that guy through that guy, and this and that. Okay, and let's just say, man, I've been through a little bit of a battle, man, being a single dad. Yeah. I live by myself here in Ohio, away from my family. Most of my family are in New York or in Florida. You know what I mean? So I'm here with my daughters, and now my girlfriend's just helping me take care of my children. But here's the deal. I found, because of my friends that I've had throughout my career, they were able to hook me up with a job here years ago here in Ohio. But what had happened was, okay, one of my managers, he went to another company, brought me with him, okay? And I was super excited. It's a smaller company. I took a reduction in pay and a reduction in benefits, believe it or not. But I did it with the assumption that presumably maybe this will help out for the future. Okay. The job that I had beforehand, it was taking me throughout the nation. And it was becoming too exhausting. Okay. It was becoming too exhausting to my body. And the reason I wanted to be in Ohio so I could be with my children, and it kind of seemed defeated the purpose if I was always gone on business trips.
So what are you thinking about? So you're giving me great backstory, but I feel like you're a guy who's dealing with a lot of doubt. And you said, Ken, is this my emotion driving me to this? But I want to know what this is. What are you considering?
So this is what happened. My mentor, he, because of his COVID stuff and all of that, he got let go. So he's no longer, I mean, he's still my mentor because I still speak to him, but at least not through the career field. Okay. So, and I don't feel like the person that's there earned it. You know what I mean? I don't think he's someone that's going to lead me to the next level. Okay, so with that being said, and it's been bugging me for a little while if I'm even in the right spot. Okay, so I've been looking about trying to maybe even transition to another career field, but that's what I'm saying. I'm not sure if it's just my emotions.
Christian, you haven't given me. Here's the deal, man. I love you.
Go ahead.
Okay, but you got to give me some evidence. All right, so let me ask you some questions. I need you to answer them straightforward, okay? Because you haven't told me what it is yet. I can't tell you if it's your emotions until I know what it is. What are you considering transitioning to?
Okay, so I'm considering transitioning into the real estate portion of it.
Selling,
I'm not sure.
Hold on.
I'm not sure what part of the industry would what my strengths would be the best in use. You know what I mean?
Well, I do. So let me ask you this. What are the ideas? I mean, when you say the real estate industry, I'm assuming you've thought through a couple of different positions within the industry. So one is a real estate agent where you're selling houses, yes or no?
Well, I was thinking of that. That was my first thing.
Okay, what's another thing?
As I started studying, I started realizing this is a bigger industry than I had thought. You know what I mean?
Okay, so what's another position that you're intrigued by within real estate?
Flipping the homes, you know, and it's another one that gets me a little intrigued. But that takes a little bit of everything I'm asking to do is going to take some sort of capital that I don't have at the moment. I'm still on baby step 2. Getting everything going. All
right, so let's do this. Let's do this. What's the dream for you? What would you do tomorrow if I solved all your money issues and I said, Christian, you and that girl of yours, your daughter, I'm going to give you exactly what you want. You're not going to have to worry about income. You will not fail. You get to do whatever you want to do starting Monday morning. What is it that you're doing? What's the dream?
All right. Well, I know it has something to do with servicing people. Okay, because I'm always moving. You know, after my
is it electronically? Is it electronics?
It doesn't necessarily have to be, because after I'm done with my job, I go in and I serve at a restaurant. You know what I mean? So I'm always I'm like focused on the customer.
So who would you most want to help? Let's say would you want to work for yourself?
I would.
So the dream would be to work for yourself.
Right.
Okay, so the dream would be, that's what I asked you though. So the dream is to work for yourself and in some capacity of serving a customer. So we got to figure out who you would ultimately want to serve. The people you would most want to serve. Are you serving a problem or are you serving a desire? Let me illustrate. If you're serving somebody who has an HVAC problem, that's a problem, right?
Right.
Or are you serving somebody by selling them a really good plate of food? That's not a problem. That's a desire. I want to go out and have a nice meal with my wife. You see the difference?
Yes.
You got to figure out that. So what's the problem or the desire that you most want to serve? And then what solutions, plural, or solution, singular, is the thing you get most excited about? That's what you have to answer. You're not ready to answer that on this program. But let me tell you this. If you download the Career Clarity Guide, which is free at kencoleman.com, I want you to do it. And Madison will set you back up. You can call me back in a week, 10 days, 2 weeks, or whatever. We got to get the answer to that, the ultimate answer, because that's important for you in making a decision going forward. Now, back to your initial question. I think you are not emotional in wanting to do something different. And I think you're questioning yourself because it's hard and you got a lot of unknowns and a lot of discomfort as it relates to realizing your dream. Say yes or no.
Yes.
That's what's going on. So your mentor not being there any longer has made you question a lot of things, but it's making you question the wrong things. You're questioning your desire to do something different. Is that because my mentor's no longer in the building? That's the wrong question. So you're not being emotional in the sense of being tied to your former mentor for wanting to move on. You're just like every other human being in the world who longs to know, what am I here for? So go get some details in that Career Clarity Guide. Call me back. And I'm telling you, once you answer those questions in mission, after you've said, this is what I do best, talent, this is the work I really love to do, and the results, we know the results. So you've already answered that, but I want you to get more specific, deeper than just serving people. Who? What problem? What solution? But you're also going to get some great clues in the talent side of things. What do you do best? And what do you love to do most? Those things are going to indicate the type of work. We didn't have time to get into that today because I think you're really emotional right now and you're questioning everything because you're allowing your fears to confuse you. You're just scared, dude. You're scared to move forward, and you won't be scared once you get clear. So that's what you need to do. Do the Career Clarity Guide, get the answers, call me, and we'll walk through it. 844-747-2577. That's why we do the show, folks. I love it. Hey, I've been where Christian is. He He's rambling a little bit because he's so unsure, because he's scared. Now you watch. And Madison, tell Christian I do want him to call back. You watch the difference in the call when he's clear. It's a totally different deal. All right. I don't like this, but my time's almost up. But I do love you all. And you matter, and you do have what it takes. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, this is the Ken Coleman Show. Press on.